Hello, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys, ladies and gentlemen, everybody is doing well. I have a very interesting topic today, homestay dead trend. Let's have a little bit of an insight and discussion. Of course, I'm going to talk from a perspective of traditional classic Ukrainian woman. So it's not for everybody. It's for those people who would like to know the perspective of somebody different. And of course, in a family, people decide what works for them, right? In every family, husband and wife gonna decide what work for them. It's not. I'm not telling what people need to do. I'm just sharing with you the insight, and you guys share your opinion. And I'm very interested to hear what men think about being a homestay dad, because I know exactly how I feel about it, but I'm really curious how men feel about that. I think we have, of course, different nationalities, different mentalities, but also we have different kinds of people. And my point, I just want to warn you, is not to put anybody down. Every person choose for themselves. So, but things have been, I think, I don't remember but exact numbers, but I believe in 2015, it was, or 14, it was almost 2 million stay-home dads. And I think now it's up to 7 million in US. And I was just thinking about this, how different men and women look at relationships here compared to in Ukraine. In Ukraine, it's really something that is unheard of. For the most part, it's something that not only the Ukrainian wife would not accept it, but I think the last person that could ever accept to be a stay-home dad would be the husband. Staying home dad is a dad who is staying home, taking care of kids, cooking, takes them to activities, taking them to doctor, and the mother, so the wife is providing. So while he is taking care of them, um, whether it's one kid or many, so the wife is out there making living, so the mortgage gets paid and the bills gets paid. So I want to hear from you what you think about it. Feel free to share. My opinion is this. I think that in a classic family, there is a polarity between wife and husband. When the man wants to be a provider, when he wants to be remembered, and he to his kids as somebody who went out there and make things happen, that is definitely not an option to stay in the house. Because the idea of a woman being outside, hustling, working for another man, doing the things, basically carrying the weight, carrying the stress, making business solutions, or how to say this. It's the end of the day. This is how a tired woman looks like. And imagine the woman that's been working all day, resolving problems, creating solutions, doing her things to provide for entire family. And she comes home and her husband is sitting on the couch and eating snacks and watching movies, and she opens the door. Do you think that she will see a strong man and somebody she wants to feel like a woman with? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And from once again, I'm not trying to be right or convince somebody. I'm just telling you how it feels. I think it's a nightmare become true if once again the woman comes, like she has a day full of business meetings, things to do, money to make, appointments to follow, and she's the only income source and breadwinner, and she come home and her husband is in his PJs, just sloppy, sitting in a lazy boy chair, and he's supposedly watching kids. I can guarantee you she's gonna be mad. And even though she might say it's okay, but after a while it's not gonna be okay. She will start to resent him and hate him. I mean, hate in meaning like really strongly resent him, even if she will try to stay nice. If she is attracted to a real man, this situation cannot last. I understand if sometimes you find yourself, like you guys say, between jobs, and I really wish you would not say that expression because it sounds really weak, and it sounds very like you have no a power over your situation. Never say that. Say, I am in active search. I am creating a new opportunity. But when you're so called in between jobs, what you called, which means you were fired, really. But if you have that and you have a month where you go to interviews or you're working on a new project and you have some hours when you want to spend time with your own kids, that's totally different. When you have a project, maybe you are a marketer and you have maybe couple hours of kids uh, being watched by somebody else, and you have the luxury of maybe watch them because you've done your project, maybe you're doing something online. It can work for a while, but honestly, for the traditional classic woman perspective, that expects your strengths, your initiative, that expects support, and having a leader in the family is not gonna work. It can only work in the case if you have a reversed role relationship where the woman clearly functioning as a man and you as a man taking functions as a woman. And I actually know some couples like that and some people like that. Uh, it can work only if your roles are completely reversed. So you started like that. You started to be a guy. You started as the guy that's basically have like a female role, and your wife is the one that's in the front row and doing things, and you're behind the scenes, you got your back. But if it works for you, it works for you. You probably even not gonna watch this video because it's what's been working for you. You are kind of that kind of guy that's um in that passive sort of role. But for the majority of people, it's really awful. And I'm also going to share some examples that I know that I think will explain this topic better. For example, I have some people that I consult and work with. If you guys know, I have a private consultation service that I do. And what I researched and I found out, the people that get hurt the most after the divorce, these are the men who actually were sort of homestay dads. So maybe they were not homestay dads full time, but they sacrifice their career so their wife can keep evolving in her career. But guess what? Then she changed her mind. She's making a lot more money than you. She's not respecting you. And then in many cases, you get a divorce. And you can't get those years back in terms of developing your financial situation, developing your status, and working on your career, you were a backup for your wife. Usually it's other way around, and I'm not saying that it's fair for a woman to, we're gonna talk about women later. So, but it's just the other side of the medal when men become sort of, victim of this home stay dead mentality. And I can tell you that these men that stayed home, so called, or were on a backup and taking care of kids more, a lot of them are truly wounded, and they have very hard time recovering because they did not evolve, and they never get as in their careers, and they never get any respect or recognition for it. um so, but guys, remember, when you agreed to something, that was your choice. So it's, you gotta take responsibility. When you're not taking responsibility for your action, you becoming that very man child. So you gotta be responsible. We all make mistakes. We all sometimes mess up our own lives. It's just part of this experience on this planet. So coming back to the main topic, for a classic woman, the man is a provider. The man is not staying in bed while his wife is running around and trying to things happen, make things happen, and bills paid. That's just not acceptable. Another thing, I've heard feminists talking about, oh, dads can be so nurturing and they are so sweet with the kids. um, we are talking right now more about early child development, and I have a question. If dads are so nurturing, why they don't have breast? If the nature would not intend for the woman to take the most care in the early development, why is that? uh you know Men doesn't carry that. Women were made to be able to nourish the children. It's more natural for the woman to do that. And by any meaning, I'm not trying to discourage the man from parenthood. Doing things with your kids, helping, not just helping, but being a parent, getting up at night, doing it's, you decide to how much you can be involved. The wife that loves you, if she knows you have super important stuff at work, she's not gonna let you stay up all night. But maybe on a weekend you could. It's all about collaboration and supporting each other. And I understand sometimes it can be reversed for a short period of time. But what I'm trying to say and make a point with, guys, without, making jokes and laughs about this, I literally heard that woman say how nurturing and sweet dads are. And once again, if dads were meant to be watching babies, they would have breasts. They would have um, special equipment to nurture them. You know what I'm saying? And they do not. And let's